Reddit by Reddit recap. What is the dumbest thing you have ever done in order to be near someone you had a crush on? Last semester at college, my crush and I would cross paths on campus going to our 2 p.m. classes. I would be walking north and he would be walking south on the same sidewalk but going to different buildings. I would always try to time it right, walking slower/fast direct, so I could see him and get in a quick conversation. It worked about 70% of the time. In high school, me and my friend snuck into our mutual guy crush backyard in the hopes that we could see him in his window. Stalkers I know. Anyways, the back door opened, so we hide in the bushes. His whole family, extended family, proceeds to come out the back door into the backyard to have a family reunion. I think we sat in the bushes for 2 hours and then a small child found us and exposed us to everyone. School was awkward the next day. But hahaha, that's something you'd see in a sitcom. Especially because the back gate was jammed shut, so after being discovered the mom had to take us through the house to get out the front to the street. I held my breath the whole time. In junior high, my friend and I called every Anderson in the phone book until we found out which number belonged to this hot older guy at our school. Even though it was a smallish town, this was quite a feat and took an entire afternoon. We used to prank call him occasionally after that. We were so cool at the time. Talking to this hot, popular guy on the phone. I die of embarrassment just thinking about it now. That's my last name, and I received prank calls from junior high girls a few years ago. Also, I live in a smallish town. Are you hot? Everyone seems to beat mine. But well, I convinced a teacher to give us a huge partner project. And bribed her with candies to partner the boy I liked and me together. Turned out he was an idiot and I had to do all of the work. Never once getting alone time. I like your teacher's style. If I was a teacher, I'd make it known that I accept candy bribes. I'd get so many sweets. Kind of like a reverse pedophile. Back in high school, I'd take specific routes that I knew coincided with his schedule to get to my destination. I'd also walk through hallways I'd just passed seconds before if I catch him sitting in a classroom or something along the way. Which doesn't really accomplish anything now that I think about it. Oh. And I'd also begin to make large and sudden movements in front of my group of friends if I see him in my peripheral vision. I don't even know, man. I did the exact same thing, except the only thing I knew was his grade and that his class went to the bathrooms a little after I left to go to science. Thus making me late to science all the time. I didn't know his name. I didn't know his friends. I didn't know anything. But goddamn it, I found out his entire schedule. His name, which led me to realize I was already good friends with his older brother. His old address. His entire large ass family's names plus his cats. And that he was moving to my street. Which he did. Now that I talk to him, I know a lot more unnecessary things. His favorite colors are black and white. His favorite food is spaghetti. He has completed every challenge in Skyrim and he is a KGite. His birthday is the 26th of November. etc. And I just feel intensely more creepy. Though logically the fact that we're friends now takes away from the creepiness of me being a vague acquaintance he waved to in the halls. I guess it's the fact that he says these things nonchalantly with the inherent trust I'm not going to do creepy things with them. When in fact I'm storing just about each and everything in my memory. Your dedication is amazing. Also, I love that you know his cats' names. That's of crucial importance. Changed my entire wardrobe and took summer school, electively. Damn. How did that work out? Got one date with her. And took her to junior prom. She got back with her ex the next day after prom. Pined over her for years. Ended up living with her. And my roomie tapped it for 2 years. Finally stopped pining when I heard her getting ducked by a friend 15 feet away. Sorry to not deliver. Comma. When I was younger, I had a terrible crush on this guy who was on the ski team with me. I remember once sitting in a seat across from him on the bus on the way back from a race late at night. We were both lying down and had our feet propped on the pile of skis between us. And I was very convinced that our feet were touching. We were both wearing snow boots, but my foot even got all warm and I was fantasizing about him asking me out or maybe carrying me out of the woods after some sort of skiing injury or something terribly naive and misguided like that. Then I looked up and realized that my foot was actually touching someone's backpack. B. The boy in question was, in fact, in the midst of a heavy maquillage session with another girl. I had totally forgotten about this until I saw this post. The only thing that makes me feel better is he actually did eventually ask me out. We dated for a while. And I dumped him. Well, good for you. Backpacks make terrible partners anyway. When I was 15 I performed in a school play that required wearing tights because this girl I liked was in the cast. She didn't give me the time of day and I was so embarrassed I swore I'd never sacrifice my dignity for anyone ever again. 10 years later I found out that she joined the cast because someone lied and told her I had already joined. She was literally doing the same thing I was. And was just as horrified at the outcome. The 1st of August was our 3rd anniversary edit. Whoa. Wake up to find your inbox explode. I'll try to reply to everyone real quick. But I'm supposed to be backpacking right now. So it'll have to be quick. Thanks. Adorable awkward kids. Unite. 5 AM and I've just now read a happy ending. Congratulations and good night. I took violin lessons from his mother and joined youth symphony on flute. Really? I came out a better person for it. Too bad I still sometimes catch myself thinking about banging him. 7 years of unconsummated lust is hard to just slough off. Or schlick off. Whatever. You better duck the duck out of him. Please. I'd my shoe for like 10 minutes to try and get the right seat to sit next to her. In high school I'd arrive in class before her. Pause to sharpen a pencil or something. Take stock of the current seating arrangement, taking into account how much time we had left until class started. And figure out where she'd be most likely to sit. If there was lots of time and I saw a couple of her friends grouped toward the back, I'd go sit with a seat between myself and her friends. If class was about to start and there were a few seats near the door, I'd take one near the door. It was all way more elaborate than it should have been. But I was rarely wrong. That skill has got to come in handy in the real world sometime. Right? Actually, it is pretty useful to be able to foresee how people will act like this. You can use it to network with people and improve your career and whatnot. So, probably pretty handy. Introduced a guy that I like to my best friend. In hopes that they'd date for a few weeks. She'd break up with him like she usually did to guys. And in the meantime he would have realized how awesome I was. They dated for over 2 years. And as far as I know he's still mooning over her. Today I learned that mooning over means love struck. I originally read your post and thought that the guy has been showing his bare ass for 2 years. I actually had to Google the phrase. I figured that's why she broke up with guys. They didn't expose their butts to her on a consistent basis. I gave up shotgun, front passenger seat, to sit in between 2 guys I had huge crushes on. My brother was driving and he has a seniority rule. Meaning whoever is youngest gets picked on with no penalties. I was the youngest. I spent most of the ride being berated with insults by everyone. Mostly my 2 crushes. And went straight to my room crying when I got home. One of them apologized though, but the other hates me for reasons unknown. Ok. I taught myself chemistry so I could teach the girl. She knew I liked her and she went from failing to passing. We never did the lessons in person. I taught her online and she agreed to go on a date with me. The day before the date she cancelled on me and I got fired, and then she kept telling me we would soon. It's been a few years since and she still says maybe another time. I'd say I'm not holding my breath for it. Edit. Additionally joined the track team in high school because the girl I liked decided last minute to join. Went from running 0 miles a day to running for 45 minutes straight. Also learned there is a difference between the distance team and the sprinters. She was a sprinter. I was not, so didn't really see her. Also liked a girl who told me that she was into swing dancing. Went for 3 months of lessons before surprising her. She was impressed and she's now been dating my brother the past year. At least every time you try to get the girl you better yourself in the process. You went from being a generic dude to being a swing dancing chemistry buff who can run for an hour. Now you can get any girl. It's actually been pretty helpful. Girls seem to like guys who swing dance, so I've gotten dates out of it. And they've all impacted my life significantly. Because of teaching myself chemistry to teach the girl, I discovered that I actually enjoy teaching, so I became an instructor at the college level and have become the chair of the IT program at the young age of 27. And swing dancing is a hobby that's gotten me out of the house at least once a week when I used to always just stay home and be mopey. Not sure if this counts. But when I was in middle school, my bus route would pass by my crush's street, so I would make sure to always sit on the side of the bus closest to his street. I would get really defensive about giving up my seat. 2. Not that it ever did me any good. I never saw him. Wow, I feel very boring all of a sudden. Oh god. I did stuff like this all the time. I need to plan out my class route so that I pass by him in between 3rd and 4th period. Obviously if he sees me he'll instantly fall in love. Had a secret relationship. I was young. Foolish. And it was the only way he would date me. We were both pretty shy and had never had boyfriends, girlfriends before. We passed notes. Had little secret meetings and everything. Looking back, it was adorably stupid. That's so cute actually. Then you find out they were 34. I once followed my crush into a metro train. Spent the next 2 hours sitting in the same coach as him. Exchanging no words and maybe a smile or two. We were both in the same school. Different classes. Did not know each other beyond that. Rode till the last stop, the stop for our school, where he got off. Kept sitting in the train till it started its return journey. Spending 2 more hours, alone this time, getting back home. By the way, before following him in, I had just got off the same train. Coming home from school. TLDR. Spent 4 hours on a train for him. Never spoke to him. What if he was waiting for you to get off the train? I never even. Best comment of the day. My crush came over to my house at like 6 PM or some on a weekend to hang out and help watch my siblings. And when I lost a game of phase 10, I walked out of the house and down the street. I was on phase 3 and she jumped on me. When I said I didn't want to go build a fort with my little sister, she jumped on me when I was on the couch and threatened to kiss me if I don't build one with her. I build it. My sister falls asleep in her room. Fort is in mine on my bed, and we're just sitting next to each other, and she's playing with my hair and I'm leaning on her. We're playing on our phones, and she starts talking about cuddling. Then my mom comes home, and we move away from each other on the bed. From that day forward it was never brought up, nor has anything happened like that. We plays box together, and when we get tired we FaceTime till we fall asleep, but her demeanor is usually just normal, and nothing out of the ordinary. I'm so confused. Please help me.